Hey everyone! Welcome back! I am back today with more Kamen Rider Zero One. You guys, I am so excited. If you're joining me early today, you already know what it means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, you know I'm sending you up those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon is going to be in the description down below. So as I record this, the last things I have seen after episode 35, yeah, 35, were the two President specials. I did not check out the other specials at this time, as I was told the President specials are the two most important ones to see before moving on to 35.5 and 36. So I am here today with 35.5. I have seen the President specials. They were fun recaps that also dropped some pretty awesome stuff on us along the way. The biggest of which was obviously the whole long-haired Izu being the Ark's emissary thing. When we heard what I think was the Ark's true voice, or the Ark emissary's true voice, it was pretty creepy, and I wonder if they're gonna like bring that back around. Like the Ark is going to be a character in the show. I think that would be pretty cool. The last thing we saw of the actual show was basically MetsubouJinrai getting the band back together. They now have Ikazuchi with them fully restored. So now we have everyone. We have all four. So I have been dying to see what's going to happen next. I have watched 3 things in between the last actual episode of the show and now, which was the 2 President specials, and then I just did like a little one-off. I want to check out Project Bowser. So I'm like, I have very much enjoyed the way that they handled, you know, obviously they had to do a hiatus from the show. I don't think Project Bowser was part of the hiatus, though. It wasn't like one of the specials. But, you know, the President specials and everything. I think that was really cool the way that they handled it, because that could have been like a very long drought of having to take a break in the story. But I am really, really excited to get back to the story. So I think this one is going to be, if I'm understanding it correctly, I feel like I heard that this one's kind of also a little bit of a recap, but starts to introduce some important stuff too. Because it is 35.5, not 36, you know? So I'm not expecting it to be like a regular episode, but I am like dying to see what's gonna happen next. So I can't imagine what's gonna happen now that MetsubouJinrai is back together. Although we did have Hirobi like almost have a little moment with Aruto at the end of the last episode, and they they kind of have a common enemy in Zaya now, so I'm curious. I'm curious to see what's going to happen next. So what do you say we go ahead and get started? Episode 35.5. Let's go. Okay, you guys, let's talk, because that was another fantastic recap episode that like wasn't actually a recap episode, because we got like new info, and even the info we got that wasn't new, it's all happened so sporadically throughout the series that this was like one of those circumstances where I actually didn't mind having it all put into like one. It didn't feel like a clip show. It felt like, here's everything we know so far, and we're gonna put it into like, instead of being random sentences throughout the series, we're just going to put it all into a paragraph for you. This is actually really good. It was actually a very nice refresher now that they're all back together. I'm like, okay, this is where we've seen them. This is how they reached singularity. This is their background. This was them. This was like what they were designed for as a Humagear. And like, I don't know if I missed it in Project Bowser, but I didn't realize Naki was supposed to be a systems engineer. They may have mentioned it like really briefly, and it just like went over my head, but I feel like they emphasized it here. So maybe we didn't know that before. I always am like most heartbroken for Naki, because I just feel like Naki was so just really got like the crap end of the stick the most. Like, has no recollection of their past, was used as a tool And really, like, probably of all of them, like, the most, like, imprisoned and, like, directly, kind of, I don't want to say harmed by Guy, but, like, you know, we saw Guy in, like, Project Bowser, like, hitting Naki and everything. So it does feel like the abuse is a little bit more direct there. Like, we know that Guy is behind the arc in general, so everything that MetsubouJinrai is going through is kind of indirectly, well, not so indirectly linked to Guy, but, like, it really feels like Naki was directly abused. But, like, having been part of Zaya and everything, and controlled directly by Guy. So I always feel terrible for Naki. I really want Naki's dream to come true. I just wish that their dreams weren't so linked in with, like, eradicating humanity. I can see that Naki's dream right now is to help Hirobi, which makes sense because, excuse me, we know that their dream was to help Humagears, and that's what kind of, like, helped them reach singularity. And that is being focused right now specifically on Hirobi's dream. Really interesting to me that so much of it is kind of, like, interlinked. Like, Hirobi's singularity point was fatherhood and being a father to Jin. And Jin's singularity point was Hirobi specifically. Although I do, like, still find it very interesting that for all intents and purposes, if we're looking at this, like, just very cut and dry, Jin should really just want to eradicate humanity. The kind of more positive element of helping Humagears kind of shouldn't really be involved, but yet it is. And Ikazuchi's dream had to do with his brother. So there's, like, strong kind of links between the four of them, and also, like, strong themes about family. So I find that really interesting, and I wonder if, like, there will be a specific reason for that. Like, Humagears all kind of, like, see each other as family, and, you know, we should all be a big happy family. I don't know. And we'll see. But then Jin was seen talking to somebody at the end. Who is he talking to? And why did he say it's all going according to his plan? He said he wanted to revive the arc, but I still have to wonder what specifically it's all about with Jin, because we still don't know how he got revived. We still don't know how he, like, evolved. I just have to wonder if there's going to be, like, some kind of last-minute reveal about all of this. Oh, by the way, we also got to see super creepy Kamen Rider arc again. Like, the arc is, like, a creepy-looking Bizarro rider when it takes form, and it's pretty amazing, I have to say. I really want to see it in action. Although I have to say, it's probably even creepier just, like, seeing it in the flames and everything. Although it would be fun to see it in action. And I have a feeling, like, they wouldn't have made it look like a Kamen Rider if we weren't going to get, like, an epic battle with it at some point. Like, why else would you make it look like a Kamen Rider? So yeah, guys, that was pretty good. That was very interesting. Much less of a clip show and more of just, like, a really nice cohesive recap and introducing some other stuff as well. Really glad that, okay, so it's very weird with Izu's name, because I call her Izu because when they type the subtitles, it's I-Z-U. So I know there's a big debate over whether it's Iz or Izu. I call her Izu because of the way it's typed. Azu, they type as, so maybe I'll just call them as because it's easier, but it sounds like Azu, which makes more sense with Izu. So now I don't know what to call anyone, but we'll get there. But I am very glad that they brought that back around, like the long-haired version of Izu being the arc's emissary, and I'm hoping that's something that's going to stick around because I think that's genius. And I love Azu as whatever you want to call her. I just love her, like, cheekiness. she's got like a bouncy, like evil cheekiness about her. Like she and like Jin, when we first saw Jin, would have gotten along so great. Oh my god, they would have been like two kids bouncing off the walls. So cute and so evil. Alright guys, I can't wait to move on to episode 36. As I film this, I think they're on 38, so I'm like this close to being caught up. I cannot wait. So I had a blast with that. I hope you had fun watching it with me as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure to join me next time, and we will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.